Good morning, everyone. I request everyone to kindly be seated and put your mobiles on the silent mode. We're about to begin the function. We'll be joined by the chief guest and the guest of honor very soon.
नमस्कार, सुप्रभात। आप सबसे निवेदन है कि कृपया अपना अपना स्थान ग्रहण करें और अपने मोबाइल को साइलेंट मोड पर रखें। हम शीघ्र ही अपना कार्यक्रम आरंभ करने वाले हैं।
કરી નાખીશું.
I request everyone to welcome the chief guest, Chairman CBIC, Shri Sanjay Kumar Agarwal ji, with a huge round of applause. Respected dignitaries, lady officers and gentlemen, on behalf of the DRI family, I extend a very warm welcome to everyone present here today. We have gathered to celebrate the 66th founding day of the Directorate of Revenue Intelligence. On this auspicious occasion, we are honored to be graced by the presence of the Chairman CBIC, Shri Sanjay Kumar Agarwal ji, Member Compliance Management, Shri Rajiv Talwar ji, Member IT Taxpayer Services Technology and in charge of Gujarat Zone, Madam Rama Matthew ji. I welcome all the dignitaries on the dais and thank all esteemed guests for taking time out of their schedule to be a part of the DRI Day celebrations.
राजस्व आसूचना निदेशालय की स्थापना 4 दिसंबर 1957 में हुई थी। DRI वित्त मंत्रालय में केंद्रीय अप्रत्यक्ष कर और सीमा शुल्क बोर्ड के तहत तस्करी विरोधी मामलों और वाणिज्यिक धोखाधड़ी पर भारत सरकार की प्रमुख खुफिया और प्रवर्तन एजेंसी है।
In our endeavor to bust smuggling and criminal activities, DRI is aided and works in coordination with various premier agencies and organizations of India, like the Police Department, the Forest Department, Narcotics Control Bureau, Coast Guard, Navy, Army, CRPF, BSF, CISF and other paramilitary forces, Enforcement Directorate, CBI, Income Tax, Forensic Labs, and various other central and state agencies. This DRI Day, we celebrate the spirit of interagency coordination.
तमसो मां ज्योतिर्गमया। भारतीय संस्कृति में किसी भी शुभ कार्य को करने से पूर्व दीप प्रज्वलन की परंपरा रही है। दीपक का प्रकाश ज्ञान, खुशहाली एवं आदर्श जीवन का प्रतीक है। इस क्रम में मैं अब माननीय श्री संजय कुमार अग्रवाल जी, अध्यक्ष CBIC और मंचासीन गणमान्य अधिकारियों से अनुरोध करता हूं कि कृपया दीप प्रज्वलित कर कार्यक्रम का शुभारंभ करें। साथ में मैं सीमा शुल्क के अधीक्षक श्री सुदीप मुखर्जी एवं पार्श्व गायिका सुश्री देवांशी शाह से अनुरोध करता हूं कि वे कृपया मां सरस्वती की वंदना प्रस्तुत करें।
वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देवं सर्वकार्येषु वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितनां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिकाकांत राधाकांत नमोस्तुते। ॐ जयन्ती मंगला काली भद्रकाली कपालिनी दुर्गा शिवा क्षमाधात्री स्वाहा सदा नमोस्तुते स्वाहा सदा नमोस्तुते।
या कुन्देन्दु तुषारहारधवला या शुभ्र वस्त्रावृता या वीणा वरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेत पद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युत शङ्कर प्रभृतिभिः देवै सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेष जाड्यापहा आङ्गिकं भुवनं यस्या वाचिकं सर्ववाङ्मयम् आहार्यं चन्द्रतारादि तं नुमः सात्विकं शिवम् तं नुमः सात्विकं शिवम् तं नुमः सात्विकं शिवम्।
A heartfelt thanks to the esteemed dignitaries for leading the auspicious beginning. We also thank Sri Sudeep Mukherjee and Sushri Devanshi Shah for their beautiful rendition of Saraswati Vandana. The flame stands as a resolve of our resolution to guard our economic frontiers and rise above all challenges while protecting the economic fabric of the nation.
कार्यक्रम को आगे बढ़ाते हुए हमारी परंपरा के अनुसार अपने गणमान्य अतिथियों के स्वागत हेतु सर्वप्रथम मैं अनुरोध करता हूं सुश्री दीपना सिंह अपर निदेशक DRI मुख्यालय से कि वो श्री संजय अग्रवाल जी अध्यक्ष CBIC को पौधा भेंट कर उनका स्वागत करें। मैं अनुरोध करता हूं सुश्री शशि पवार अपर निदेशक DRI जयपुर रीजनल यूनिट से कि वो श्री राजीव तलवार जी सदस्य अनुपालन प्रबंधन को पौधा भेंट कर उनका स्वागत करें। मैं अनुरोध करता हूं सुश्री भारती शर्मा, संयुक्त निदेशक DRI मुख्यालय से, कि वो सुश्री वी रमा मैथ्यू जी, सदस्य IT, करदाता सेवाएं और प्रौद्योगिकी एवं गुजरात जोन को पौधा भेंट कर उनका स्वागत करें।
The pots in which the planters have been presented are adorned on the sides with the famous mud mirror art of Kutch region of Gujarat. Also called Lippan Kam or Chittar Kam, it is the traditional mural art form of Kutch, Gujarat, and involves creating intricate designs featuring animals, temples, and geometric patterns using clay and later pasting mirrors on them. I now call upon Principal Director General DRI, Shri M.K. Singh Ji, to please deliver the welcome address.
Thank you, Parmal. Chairman, Central Board of Indirect Tax and Customs, Shri Sanjay Kumar Agrawal ji. Member Compliance Management, CBIC, Shri Rajiv Talwar. Zonal Member and Member IT Taxpayer Services, Srimati Rama Matthew. Senior officials from all law enforcement agencies present here. Distinguished invitees, colleagues from the department, ladies and gentlemen. I, on behalf of all my fellow officers in the Directorate of Revenue Intelligence, extend a warm welcome to you on this 66th Founding Day celebrations of DRI. As we celebrate the completion of another remarkable year, I would like to begin with my compliments and congratulations to each of the officers in DRI for achieving another impressive benchmark of performance and for upholding the values and ethos that DRI has become synonymous with. In the financial year 22-23, DRI made its presence felt by detecting significant cases of smuggling as well as complex cases of commercial frauds. If I speak in terms of numbers, 522 smuggling cases were detected during the year with an average of around 1,000 crores of seizures every month. This translates into total seizure of contrabands worth 11,500 crores in 22-23. A major chunk of this was the seizure of narcotic drugs and psychotropic substances. Thus, the year has been significant in terms of DRI's contribution in fight against drug trafficking. During the year, more than 1,300 kgs of heroin, 150 kgs of cocaine, 250 kgs of methamphetamine, and almost 25 metric ton of ganja was seized. This is besides seizure of other drugs and dismantling of illicit drug manufacturing units. Infiltration of supply chain and use of courier and postal cargo for smuggling of drugs emerged as a significant challenge for us. Gold smuggling continues to be another major area of concern. DRI, with its precise intelligence and deep investigations, has risen to the challenge and has made inroads into breaking the gold smuggling syndicates. Countering the smuggling attempts, DRI seized close to 1,450 kgs of gold in 275 cases booked across the country. This is almost double the quantity seized in the last financial year. DRI targeted not only the carriers at the airport, but also focused and went ahead to catch the transporters, recipients, financiers, collaborators, and melting units, and thereby dismantling the critical layers of the gold smuggling chain. DRI has also kept a close watch on smuggling of other items like red sanders, cigarettes, fake currency, foreign currency, wildlife products, and areca nuts. Significant seizures of over 4,000 metric ton of smuggled areca nuts were made, thereby safeguarding the revenue interests as well as the interests of the domestic cultivators. Over 100 metric ton of red sanders were seized, along with other exotic wildlife, showing DRI's commitment to protect endangered flora and fauna. The credit for success in many of these smuggling cases goes to excellent cooperation and coordination by our partner law enforcement agencies, such as police, Coast Guard, BSF, Forest Department, etc. DRI has also been focusing on unearthing commercial fraud cases, the attempts to evade customs duties. Frauds involving revenue over rupees 4,500 crores in 580 cases were detected by DRI in 22-23. The offenses include misdeclaration, undervaluation, wrong availment of exemptions, evasion of anti-dumping duty, misuse of concessions under free trade agreements, and misuse of export promotion schemes. A significant sum of rupees 1,800 crores has been voluntarily paid by the offenders in these cases. Expeditious conclusion of investigations and timely launching of prosecutions creates an effective deterrent. Keeping this in mind, DRI launched a drive and concluded investigations in 944 cases and initiated prosecution in 375 cases. The successful intervention in cross-border crimes is not possible without global cooperation. A 3-day global conference on cooperation in enforcement matters was organized in October 2023 recently under the vision and direction of Honorable Finance Minister. And DRI also participated in several international operations covering themes ranging from drugs, arms, wildlife, environment, money laundering, and terror financing. Exposure to capacity building workshops associated with such operations provided opportunities to cultivate and share best practices. DRI has been regularly sharing actionable intelligence to overseas partners. Sharing of such intels have resulted in seizures of contrabands by customs authorities in neighboring countries like Myanmar, Bangladesh, Maldives, Sri Lanka, and Nepal. DRI remains committed to this concerted multi-agency effort for combating the menace of smuggling. We will be releasing our annual Smuggling in India report today. This report sums up the cumulative efforts and experiences of DRI in countering smuggling of contrabands, detection of commercial frauds, and efforts on coordination and international cooperation. I congratulate Team DRI for their hard work in putting this together. The report would be uploaded and made available on the DRI website early next week. DRI officers in the line of duty have time and again demonstrated their unwavering commitment to the values and ethos of the institution. To acknowledge this, such exceptional acts by some of our officers, they will be conferred with DRI Veerta Prashasti Patra during the course of today's program. DRI on this occasion is also honored to felicitate Shri Sukumar Shankar, ex-DG DRI and ex-chairman CBIC, for his Utkrasht Seva. My congratulations to them. It is the tireless efforts of the officers as well as the support of their families that are the invisible force behind the visible success of this organization. For more than 6.5 decades, DRI has shown a remarkable readiness to adapt to the constantly changing intelligence and enforcement landscape. On this day, we, the officers of DRI, once again renew our resolve to uphold its essence and ethics. With these words, I once again extend a very warm welcome to all of you. Thank you, and Jai Hind.
धन्यवाद श्रीमान। प्रतिवर्ष डीआरआई भारत में तस्करी पत्रिका प्रकाशित करती है। इस पत्रिका के माध्यम से पिछले वित्तीय वर्ष में डीआरआई के प्रदर्शन एवं देश में तस्करी की प्रवृत्तियों के विश्लेषण के साथ संगत आंकड़े प्रस्तुत किए गए हैं। मैं अब श्री संजय कुमार अग्रवाल जी, अध्यक्ष सीबीआईसी से निवेदन करता हूं कि वो कृपया भारत में तस्करी वर्ष 2022-23 पत्रिका का विमोचन करें।
The report shares information about post-pandemic trends in smuggling, combating infiltration in supply chain, enforcement challenges in e-commerce and postal imports, smuggling of narcotic drugs and psychotropic substances, emerging trends in gold smuggling in India, among other things.
सभा में मौजूद समस्त अतिथिगणों की जानकारी के लिए मैं यह बताना चाहूँगा कि भविष्य में संदर्भ के लिए यह पत्रिका DRI की वेबसाइट पर उपलब्ध रहेगी।
Thank you, sir. I now request Member Compliance Management, Shri Rajiv Talwarji, to kindly address the gathering.
Good morning, Chairman, CBIC, members of the board, the Principal Director General of Revenue Intelligence, retired members of our board who are present here today, distinguished former and present members of various services and the state administration, officers of DRI, colleagues and other esteemed guests. DRI is part of that collective which safeguards the nation from constantly emerging threats. It has the responsibility to counter outright smuggling, handle related crimes by the syndicates, including money laundering, and handling commercial frauds. So if you're an organization of this type, you need to have certain qualities, especially if you have survived for 66 years and you intend to go forward for as long as India survives beautifully. Perseverance and thoroughness are a must for any DRI officer, especially the officers who work at the cutting edge. When we were youngsters working in DRI, the cutting edge ended at the level of the deputy director. But now it extends even to joint directors and additional directors. The DRI officer must be completely trustworthy. There is no room for anything else. She, that is the DRI officer, she must make interventions in open and uncertain environments. This is a distinguishing factor about a DRI officer, that you don't necessarily operate in a controlled customs environment, which is inside the port or airport or other such areas. The significance of being a DRI officer is that you make interventions in the supply chain, and that means the length and breadth of this country and its borders. Every DRI officer must at some stage or the other learn to conquer fear, because apprehension in our minds is something that holds back our performance. It prevents us from taking action based on our gut feeling, which is based on reason. So every DRI officer, young or old, whether on the verge of retirement or recently joined, must take his or her first move in this organization by conquering fear. And the last attribute I feel for a DRI officer is that he or she must learn right in the beginning to take decisions. Because if you make a khichdi out of everything and you're not able to take a call on what to do, what would be your next step, then possibly this is not the organization for you. So she must learn how to take decisions. The directorate on its part has to remain committed to optimally using resources. It's a very lean organization, and it has a vast reach and a huge responsibility on its shoulders. It must therefore also maximize outcomes through coordination and sharing of leads, which it has been doing wonderfully over the many decades. I compliment the DRI for upholding all these positive attributes and being a highly professional organization, for taking pride in its charter through all the decades of service, and for delivering invisibly, visibly classic results. Congratulations to the DRI on the release of its annual report on the 66th Founding Day. And I'm happy to quote from what the Principal DG said, that we will be saluting our former DG and also honoring 5 select officers who are serving presently with the organization. Jai Hind.
धन्यवाद महोदय। आपके द्वारा दिए गए सुझावों पर हम जरूर अमल करेंगे। राष्ट्र की आर्थिक सीमाओं की रक्षा में DRI की उत्कृष्ट भूमिका का शब्दों में व्याख्यान करना संभव नहीं। इसके बावजूद DRI की गौरवशाली विरासत तथा DRI द्वारा पिछले कुछ समय में उजागर किए गए तस्करी के गंभीर मामलों को दर्शाने के लिए एक चलचित्र आप सबके समक्ष प्रस्तुत है।
A mission to combat cross-border smuggling and to deploy anti-smuggling resources on a pan-India level. Since then, DRI has evolved as India's apex anti-smuggling and law enforcement agency, which has been playing a pivotal role in securing India's economic, environmental and territorial frontiers and contributing to national security. DRI stands as a formidable institution for our nation's well-being in the battle against illegal drug trade. From covert operations to meticulous investigations, DRI has been relentless in its pursuit to stop the menace of drugs in society and to bring the perpetrators to justice. DRI operations have resulted in large-scale seizures of illicit drugs, disrupting supply chains and protecting society from the devastating consequences of drug abuse. In the year 2022-23, DRI seized 1,358 kilograms of heroin, 151 kilograms of cocaine, and over 249 kilograms of methamphetamine. In the recent past, DRI has busted illicit drug manufacturing factories in Maharashtra, Gujarat, and Telangana, demonstrating the dedication and commitment of its lean workforce. Traditionally, gold has had a unique appeal for people in India, making it a lucrative commodity for smugglers and threatening the economic security of our nation. From localized interventions to coordinated pan-India operations, DRI has busted several gold smuggling syndicates and has proven to be a formidable counter to such trans-boundary crimes. Harnessing the power of technology and its human intelligence network, DRI deftly deploys risk assessment through cutting-edge tools to track and intercept illegal gold consignments and carriers. In the year 2022-23, over 1,452 kilograms of illicit gold has been seized by DRI in 275 investigations across the country. In February 2023, DRI officers mounted an all-India operation codenamed Golden Dawn to counter a cross-border syndicate being operated by foreign nationals. Through coordinated actions, interceptions were made in Patna, Pune and Mumbai, in which almost 102 kilograms of smuggled gold, rupees 74 lakhs worth of foreign currency and rupees 74 lakhs of Indian currency was seized. DRI also maintains vigil to mitigate insider threats that can wittingly or unwittingly cause harm to the anti-smuggling efforts of Indian customs and other border control agencies. In July 2023, as part of Operation Gold Mine, DRI seized 48 kilograms of gold paste at Surat International Airport and dismantled a nexus involving some staff posted at the airport. DRI is also committed to guarding India's rich natural heritage and biodiversity with focused action towards interdicting the illicit wildlife trade chain. As a result of its dedicated efforts, numerous seizures are being effected regularly involving endemic and exotic protected flora and fauna. In the year 2022-23, over 104 metric tons of red sanders logs were interdicted by DRI, thus combating their illegal trade. From 1st April 2023, after an amendment in the Wildlife Protection Act 1972, officers of Indian Customs have been empowered to seize wildlife items that are being illicitly traded inside the country. As a result of this legislative change, DRI has made numerous domestic seizures of protected Indian species such as elephant tusks, leopard and tiger skins, ambergris and turtle skin. These cases are then handed over to the local forest department for further investigations. DRI recognizes the impact of its actions on domestic cultivators and Indian manufacturers. In concerted action against illicit import of areca nuts and betel nuts, DRI seized almost 3,700 metric tons of areca nuts in 38 interdictions across the country during the year 2022-23. In addition, seizures of 3,000 metric tons of this contraband have been made by DRI in the first half of this financial year. Protecting the health of citizens and the livelihood of domestic tobacco growers, DRI has foiled several attempts to illicitly import foreign brand cigarettes and e-cigarettes into the country. In the financial year 2022-23, in its various operations across the country, DRI has seized 6.7 crore sticks of cigarettes. Continuing its resolve to protect global cultural heritage, in September 2023, DRI intercepted an import container which on examination was found to be carrying vintage articles, antiques and historical artifacts suspected to be of European origin and estimated to be valued at over rupees 26.8 crore in the international market. As businesses thrive, the challenges of commercial fraud, tax evasion and counterfeit goods also increase in large economies such as India. With strategic enforcement measures, DRI employs sophisticated risk management tools to detect commercial frauds, ensuring that the perpetrators face the consequences of their actions and providing illicit trade a conducive operating ecosystem. Officers of DRI constantly mine data to look for patterns, anomalies and discrepancies, unraveling several modus operandi involving trade-based money laundering, contra trading and misuse of government schemes. In the year 2022-23, DRI detected commercial frauds involving duty of over rupees 4,500 crores. Legal actions by DRI, such as prosecution and detention under Coffee Posa, further act as an effective deterrence against such economic fraudsters. It has been DRI's continued endeavor to maintain active engagement with foreign customs administrations and international bodies through the sharing of information and participating in enforcement-related conferences and capacity-building workshops. DRI also maintains active engagement with intergovernmental and multilateral agencies such as World Customs Organizations, UNODC, Interpol and RILO-AP to name a few, and participates in joint enforcement operations in areas of mutual interest. DRI has been hosting regional customs enforcement meetings since 2013 to provide a platform for cooperation in India's neighborhood as well as other customs partners. In this interconnected world, such cooperation is crucial in defining enforcement strategies, preparing risk indicators and targeting, and ensuring a better counter against trans-border crime syndicates. In its 66 years of service to the nation, DRI has displayed an innate ability to identify the emerging trends of smuggling and tax evasion, and the imitable agility to adapt its response as an effective counter to such forces. The world today faces many globalized threats in the form of drug trafficking, poaching, organized crime, terrorism, and corruption, which are intricately intertwined. The seizures effected by DRI in the recent past, breaking some complex webs and syndicates, are a testimony to the dedication, unwavering commitment, and expertise of the officers of DRI that have resulted in the Directorate's superior law enforcement capabilities. The awards and recognitions received by DRI and its officers are a testimony to the excellence and impact of its operations, recognized both nationally and internationally. On its 66th founding day, the Directorate of Revenue Intelligence reaffirms its commitment to safeguard the economic frontiers of this great nation. Jai Hind.
That movie beautifully captured the spirit of DRI. I now request Chairman CBIC, Shri Sanjay Kumar Agarwal ji, to kindly address the gathering.
My colleagues from the board, Shri Rajiv Talwar, Mrs. Rama Matthew, Principal DG DRI, Shri M.K. Singh, serving and retired officials of CBIC, retired CBIC board member, senior officers of other government departments, officers of DRI, principal ADGs and ADGs, ladies and gentlemen. A very good morning to everyone. As we have gathered to commemorate the 66th founding day of DRI, it gives me immense pleasure to be part of these celebrations. At the outset, I take this opportunity to congratulate and compliment the entire DRI family. This day serves as a reminder not only of the long journey DRI has traversed and its rich legacy, but also a reminder of the sacrifices, dedication, and commitment of the officers towards safeguarding the economic frontiers of India and putting service before self. DRI, the flagship anti-smuggling agency of CBIC, has traversed a glorious path over the last 66 years. A lean organization with working strength of around 800 officers, DRI is tasked with the responsibility of enforcing Customs Act and more than 50 other allied acts. The challenge in a large and geographically diverse country like ours, with ever increasing trade volumes and need for faster clearances, are well known. Additionally, the long coastline of more than 7,500 kilometers and extensive land borders of more than 15,000 kilometers presents a humongous enforcement challenge. The trade is expanding and more airports in the country are being converted into international airports. Many new seaports have also come in operation, and now more than 100 ICTs are also operating in the country. So that puts a landscape in which DRI has to perform and deliver. DRI is known for its swift action, revealing novel modus operandi and emerging trends in the field of outright smuggling and commercial fraud cases, such as recent seizures of narcotics, camouflage in the hollow reeds of boomsticks at Atari border, gold at sea bed near Rameshwaram coast, and the use of postal and courier routes for smuggling contraband. The reach of DRI can be seen in the wide variety of interceptions made in narcotics, precious metals, wildlife, and environmentally sensitive items. The investigations of commercial frauds related to international trade and evasion of customs duty is another significant field of operation of DRI. I would say that DRI has done a commendable job in executing its mandate, complementing its lean size with highly skilled officers. technology, data analytics, and collaborations with other law enforcement agencies. DRI Founding Day is normally celebrated in Delhi, but this year it is being held in Gandhinagar in the state of Gujarat, and rightly so, considering the leadership of the state, Gujarat state in trade, and its strategic location. Gujarat has the longest coastline among all states in India, approximately 1600 kilometers out of 7500 kilometers of coastline. Its seaports handle around 40% of India's ocean cargo, with Mundra being the largest ports in terms of the volume of cargo handled. That is containerized cargo as well as bulk cargo. Gujarat is also the top exporter state of India, holding 33% of the share of India's total exports. It has also distinction of being the diamond trading hub of India, and soon going to be equipped with the largest diamond trading facility of the world in Surat diamond boards. Change is the only constant, and emerging trends of sophisticated concealment techniques, novel smuggling routes, translational crime syndicates, and advanced technology, including financing through cryptocurrencies, are the challenge we are confronted with. DRI has adopted well to new ecosystem by relying on technology and data analytics, and I am sure much more needs to be done to enhance the strength and capabilities for effectively dealing with the criminal syndicates. Looking at the novel concealment techniques, I feel there is a need to develop technical expertise in terms of forensics also. I am happy to note that the city of Gandhinagar boasts a world-class National Forensics Sciences University, an institution of national importance, solely dedicated to forensic and investigative sciences. The need of the time is to have a larger network of forensic science labs and qualified personnel to aid investigative agencies. It is also important to use upgraded and advanced testing techniques to combat concealment in trade goods. I am happy to share that the sister organization of DRI under the fold of CBIC, that is DGGI, has entered into a MOU with NFSU for setting up 5 digital forensic labs for the department. One lab will be in Gandhinagar, which is in advanced stage of setting up, likely to be inaugurated in this month itself. And there will be 4 other labs at Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata, and Delhi, which will be complementing the digital forensic facility which DRI already has. And this will largely enhance the in-house facility of digital forensic within the department. Collaboration and interagency cooperation is the key to success in tackling organized crimes. I recall a few significant cases booked in recent times by DRI in joint operations with BSF, Gujarat Police, and Coast Guard, which serve as glowing examples of interagency cooperation and coordination. In the month of April last year at Kandla Port, DRI and Gujarat ATS successfully detected a case of heroin smuggling wherein 200 kgs heroin was concealed and an import consignment of 17 containers containing gypsum powder. In yet another interesting detection, officers of DRI Chennai Zonal Unit, along with officers of Indian Coast Guard, caught more than 217 kg of heroin on 2 Indian boats off the coast of Kochi in May last year. And in July last year, DRI Agartala Regional Unit, with the assistance of BSF and police personnel, succeeded in seizing around 1,180 kgs of ganja more than 500 bottles of Esquif cough syrup, a codeine-based cough syrup, along with unaccounted cash of 7.24 lakh in cash. And recently, DRI, in collaboration with Gujarat Police, busted 2 factories manufacturing synthetic drugs in Chhatrapati Sambhaji Nagar, Maharashtra. These cases go on to show that the future of enforcement lies in sharing of intelligence, data, and investigative expertise. Today, we are facing organized criminal syndicates and with global footprints. We are increasingly encountering cases where the trail to the mastermind is lost in a web of layering. And tracing the trail to the mastermind has become difficult. It is extremely critical to collaborate among agencies so that syndicates do not take advantage of silos in which normally the agencies work, and we are able to bust them by a concerted action. I do believe that collaboration increases our strength manyfold. The initiatives like Global Conference in Enforcement Matters, which was organized in the month of October 2023, and it was meticulously planned and organized by DRI in Delhi, in which more than 30 foreign countries, delegates from these countries, and 8 to 10 international organizations participated, along with various investigative agencies which are operating in India. That global conference was a huge success and was appreciated by Secretary General WCO, who was physically present attending that conference. And the theme in the conference was, "It takes a network to fight a network," which is mentioned in this board also. And this cooperation and the dialogues which happened during the global conference will certainly boost our cooperation with international agencies. And together we can build a future where law enforcement is not done in silos by different agencies, but by forging stronger interagency cooperation, whereby law enforcement is seamless and masterminds are caught and booked under law. As mentioned by Principal DG also, that DRI not only is catching the carriers or the person who are present at the crime scenes, but looking into their links further backward as well as on the forward side, and nab them also so that they can be uprooted from the roots. DRI also provides valuable inputs to the policy makers, especially in the area of free trade agreements, customs mutual assistance agreement, which we enter with various countries on bilateral or multilateral basis, undervaluation in imports, etc., and which in turn helps in plugging gaps in the legal provisions, leading to unintended revenue leakages, and provides a first-hand access to the developments in the field, creating an efficient feedback loop. I'm happy to note that, like every year, DRI will be felicitating its officers for bravery and also presenting the Utkarsh Seva Samman to past DGs, acknowledging their exceptional contribution and services in DRI, while extending my appreciation to all the recipients of the awards. I hope that these rewards and the stories of bravery will inspire the next generation of officers. I'm happy that this annual report has been released by DRI, and it will be hosted on DRI website so that public can also access this report. And it gives a very good overview of the smuggling trends and the novel modus operandi which have been adopted by the smugglers in carrying the contraband in the country. As DRI embarks on the next chapter of its journey, it is a rich legacy to uphold and a strong cadre to depend upon. I hope it continues to uphold the values that define it, embrace innovation, and strive for excellence in all that it does. I again congratulate the DRI team, DRI family, and convey my best wishes for continued vigilance and excellence in their work towards fulfilling of given mandate. Thank you. Jai Hind.
धन्यवाद महोदय। आपके को पाने के लिए सदैव प्रेरित करेंगे। माननीय केंद्रीय मंत्री वित्त एवं कॉरपोरेट कार्य श्रीमती निर्मला सीतारामन जी आज हमारे कार्यक्रम में व्यक्तिगत रूप से उपस्थित नहीं हो पाई। उनका संदेश आपके समक्ष पढ़कर प्रस्तुत किया जा रहा है।
DRI is one of the foremost enforcement agencies within the Government of India, and it has diligently built a robust reputation over the years for safeguarding and fortifying the economic frontiers of our nation. In an increasingly technology-driven era, DRI has forged an enduring network with its international counterparts, striving for enhanced cooperation in the realm of intelligence sharing and prevention and deterrence of smuggling. In the last 1 year, DRI has made significant strides in uncovering cases involving the evasion of customs duties and sharing of actionable intelligence. Beyond their essential role in revenue protection, DRI officers have also made notable contributions by curbing the smuggling of contraband goods such as gold, narcotics, cigarettes, and endangered wild flora and fauna. These efforts not only preserve our country's socio-economic fabric, but also contribute to the conservation of our biodiversity. I am confident that DRI officers will persevere with their hard work and dedication, continuing to discharge their duties, maintaining the high standards of the organization. I extend my warm congratulations to all the officers of DRI, recognizing their courage, determination, and tireless efforts, and I wish them every success in their future endeavors as they observe their 66th Founding Day on December 4th, 2023.
हम माननीय मंत्री महोदया को अपनी अंतर्दृष्टि साझा करने और DRI के लिए मार्गदर्शन का निरंतर स्रोत बनने के लिए धन्यवाद देते हैं।
And now, we present to you the message of the Honorable Minister of State for Finance, Shri Pankaj Chaudhary ji.
मैं देश की सर्वोच्च तस्करी विरोधी एजेंसी के रूप में स्वयं को स्थापित करने वाले राजस्व और आसूचना निदेशालय को उनके 66वें स्थापना दिवस पर अपनी शुभकामनाएं एवं हार्दिक बधाई देता हूं। हमारे युग दृष्टा माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के सबका साथ सबका विकास, सबका प्रयास सबका विश्वास के विजन के दृष्टिगत केंद्र सरकार की प्रतिबद्धता से भारत विश्व पटल पर विश्व गुरु के रूप में अपने आप को स्थापित करने का सार्थक प्रयास कर रहा है, जिनमें G20 के आयोजन की अभूतपूर्व सफलता, चंद्रयान 3 का सफल प्रक्षेपण के साथ साथ जांच एजेंसियों की कार्य के प्रति समर्पितता इसके उदाहरण हैं। आज DRI का कार्यक्षेत्र इन बदली हुई परिस्थितियों में काफ़ी बदल गया है। आपको टैक्स चोरी से भी निपटना है और स्मगलिंग को भी रोकना है। जो अपराधी गिरोह बनाकर संगठित रूप से अपराध करते हैं, इनके गिरोह को भी तोड़ना है और यह सब करते हुए कानूनी प्रक्रिया का पालन भी करना है। मुझे इसमें कोई संदेह नहीं है कि DRI इसमें पूर्ण रूप से सक्षम है। मैं राजस्व आसूचना निदेशालय के कर्मठ अधिकारियों एवं कर्मचारियों द्वारा कर्तव्य निर्वहन के दौरान प्रदर्शित असाधारण संस्थागत सत्यनिष्ठा, कर्तव्यपरायणता तथा उनके अथक प्रयासों की सराहना करता हूं। मैं निदेशालय की उज्जवल भविष्य की कामना करता हूं और आशा करता हूं कि निदेशालय देश के आर्थिक हितों के रक्षक के रूप में अपनी महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका का निर्वहन सदैव करता रहेगा।
We thank the Honorable Minister of State for sharing his insights and for encouraging DRI officials with his kind words. Embodying the spirit of interagency coordination, we present to you a short film based on the operations conducted by DRI jointly and in coordination with other agencies in the last 1 year across India.
In this highly interconnected world, criminal syndicates are not just groups of loosely affiliated individuals trying to commit various forms of crimes. They are often very highly organized with setup akin to big businesses. Criminal syndicates depend on their extensive networks to smuggle prohibited items, such as drugs, into the country and then distribute them through a complex network of dealers and distributors. It is imperative that to fight a networked enemy, law enforcement agencies also form a close-knit network that can execute a coordinated, swift, precise and decisive blow to the enemy. The need for closer cooperation between the law enforcement agencies, both at the national and the international levels, was underscored by the Honorable Finance Minister during the Global Conference on Cooperation in Enforcement Matters, which was recently organized at New Delhi by the DRI under the leadership and guidance of the Honorable Finance Minister.
This global conference on cooperation in enforcement matters, I see it as a major step forward in networking among us, between us, for a cause which is now becoming larger than what any one single agency can handle. Given technology and given the presence of very skillfully trained manpower with which the illegal trade is now happening, a collective effort is what is going to see some results, which will have a benefit on all of us, not just the Indian economy, but for every one of our economies.
India is wedged between the world's two largest areas of illicit opium production, the Death Crescent and the Death Triangle. This proximity is a source of vulnerability since it has made India both a destination and a transit route for opiates produced in these regions. Synthetic NDPS substances, especially amphetamine-type stimulants, are a growing concern for Indian authorities. Apart from their smuggling into India, such substances are also increasingly being clandestinely manufactured in the country. Over the years, DRI, with the support of other agencies, has been successful in dismantling many clandestine laboratories manufacturing such substances. DRI has conducted numerous joint operations with BSF, ATS Gujarat, Coast Guard, State Police and several other law enforcement agencies, resulting in huge seizures of both natural and synthetic NDPS substances like cocaine, heroin, methamphetamine, etc. India is the second largest consumer of gold in the world. While gold is culturally significant in India, its high value, its utility as a financial instrument, its usage for money laundering and the ease with which it can be transported also makes it a prime tool in the hands of the criminal networks. Gold smuggling syndicates typically involve hundreds of carriers, handlers, unscrupulous airlines crew, and jewelers with links in the Gulf and other neighboring countries such as Bangladesh, Myanmar, Nepal, and Sri Lanka. DRI, in coordination with other agencies, keeps a constant vigil on sea, air and land routes used for smuggling to break down the nexus of smugglers. Spearheading the joint operations with border and inland law enforcement agencies, DRI has dismantled many syndicates, leading to recovery of large quantity of smuggled gold. In such joint operations, DRI has intercepted the gold smugglers from trains, buses and even small boats. Cigarette is one of the most sought-after products smuggled into India because of huge profit margins. The smuggled cigarettes come into India mainly through the ports, international airports, and the land borders with Myanmar in the states of Mizoram and Manipur, and originate from China, Dubai, Indonesia, Singapore, etc. With the support of the other agencies, especially the land border agencies, DRI has been instrumental in curbing the smuggling of cigarettes. The officers of DRI, in joint operations with the paramilitary forces, have made multiple seizures of smuggled cigarettes valued at crores of rupees. Crimes against the environment need special attention as natural resources are finite and cannot be replenished. Globally, environmental crimes account for the fourth largest illegal trade after arms, drugs and human trafficking. Animal commodities such as ivory, rhino horns and tiger parts are trafficked from various countries of Africa and Southeast Asia to other parts of Asia. The wildlife trafficking networks operate globally, with different countries acting as sources, origin, transit and destination locations. The porous international borders with Bangladesh, Nepal and Myanmar, and a growing aviation market with Southeast Asian countries make the fight against the illegal wildlife trade very difficult. DRI, working in close coordination with state forest departments, have disrupted numerous international syndicates involved in smuggling of indigenous and exotic animal species, thus protecting the wildlife from brutality and underscoring India's commitments to international conventions like the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora. In a highly interconnected world where transnational organized crime is on the rise, globally networked customs, GNC, becomes the key to counter the damage being done by the criminal syndicates. DRI is actively engaged in sharing intelligence with the lead enforcement agencies in other countries to ensure that there is no safe haven available to unscrupulous elements anywhere. The need of international cooperation has also been emphasized by the World Customs Organization time and again.
International cooperation, in our sense, is that between customs, but also with other government agencies, law enforcement agencies, and business, and other stakeholders. Because increasingly illicit trade by organized crime, they work in network. So we customs law enforcement agencies should enhance our own network.
DRI has always been at the forefront of all the international efforts at securing the presence of lead enforcement agencies of other countries at one common platform. DRI has been annually organizing regional customs enforcement meetings involving the customs administrations of the neighboring countries to strengthen the interagency cooperation to tackle international smuggling networks. DRI has shared intelligence with other law enforcement agencies in different countries, resulting in seizures of huge quantities of drugs, gold, wildlife and cigarettes in Sri Lanka, Australia, Maldives and several other countries, thus disrupting the international supply chains of the smuggling syndicates by strengthening international cooperation. DRI has also similarly received inputs from the enforcement agencies in other countries, resulting in thwarting of nefarious designs of the smuggling syndicates in many cases. Great outcomes are bound to be achieved if intelligence and enforcement agencies at national and international levels come together to leverage their strengths and synergize their actions to demonstrate that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts.
First of all, my felicitations to DRI for the 66th Founding Day. On behalf of the entire Gujarat Police, I convey my best wishes to all officers and men of DRI. I am aware that the synergy, cooperation and coordination between Gujarat Police and DRI has been excellent. Various verticals of Gujarat Police have extended a hand which has led to some major seizures in the last few months, including a seizure outside the state of Gujarat. This establishes a very strong network between the law enforcement agencies. The excellent synergy, cooperation and coordination between Gujarat Police and DRI is in sync with the theme, it takes a network to fight a network. I am sure the networking of the officers and men of Gujarat Police and DRI will go a long way in combating the menace of narcotics and any other social evil that may challenge us in future. Thank you very much and best wishes to all officers and men once again of DRI.
I extend my best wishes to the DRI on their 66th Foundation Day. DRI and Forest Department of Maharashtra have been working in close cooperation in the last few years. We have carried out many operations together in which exotic animals being brought inside India in violation of the Wildlife Protection Act of India. The consignment of such animals have been caught and the offenders punished, and the animals have been rehabilitated. I thank the officials of the DRI for extending such cooperation to us.
We in the Indian Coast Guard hold in the highest regards of the attributes of the DRI officers and for the precise information they provide to the Coast Guard from time to time. Both Indian Coast Guard and DRI has conducted several joint operations in the past, which has led to the successful apprehension of these smugglers and also seizure of many contrabands. I hope that the synergy between the two organizations would continue to go further, and we shall together meet the common objectives of protecting the maritime interests of our great nation.
Maintaining seamless coordination and robust support with DRI, the force consistently achieves milestones in safeguarding the international border. A highly professional synergy exists between DRI and BSF, marked by real-time intelligence sharing and synchronized operational execution. The commitment remains steadfast in effectively curbing trans-border crimes. Jai Hind.
कानून के प्रवर्तन में अंतर एजेंसी समन्वय, बेहतर रूप से जानकारी साझा करने, संसाधनों को एकत्रित करने, आपात स्थिति के लिए तैयारी करने और विभिन्न एजेंसियों के बीच विश्वास बनाने में मदद करता है।
We value and salute the spirit of interagency coordination.
अपने स्थापना दिवस के उपलक्ष्य पर DRI अदम्य साहस एवं वीरता का परिचय देने वाले अधिकारियों की सराहना हेतु उन्हें वीरता प्रशस्ति पत्र प्रदान करता है। पिछले वित्तीय वर्ष में हमारे 4 अधिकारियों ने अपने आधिकारिक कर्तव्य के निर्वहन के दौरान वीरता के अनुकरणीय कार्य किए हैं और अपनी सुरक्षा एवं जान की परवाह किए बिना ही तस्करों को अवरुद्ध कर उन्हें पकड़ने में महती भूमिका निभाई है। श्री संजय कुमार अग्रवाल जी, अध्यक्ष CBIC एवं मंच पर उपस्थित अन्य अतिथियों से अनुरोध है कि कृपया मंच के आगे की ओर आकर वीरता प्रशस्ति पत्र हेतु चयनित अधिकारियों को पुरस्कृत करने का कष्ट करें। वीरता प्रशस्ति पत्र पाने वाले पहले अधिकारी हैं DRI गुवाहाटी जोनल यूनिट में पदस्थापित उप निदेशक श्री वजीम मुस्तफ़ा।
Posted in the easternmost zonal unit of DRI, Mr. Wazim Mustafa, as a part of his interdiction efforts, cultivated an informer for making inroads into a ganja smuggling syndicate based in the state of Tripura. After several attempts, a deal was struck for the purchase of a sizable quantity of ganja. The officer camped in Agartala for several days, mounting multiple discreet surveillance operations, especially during the night, to identify specific details of the persons involved and the location of the contraband storage. Eventually, the ganja trafficker agreed to take the informer to an interior village and show the contraband that was ready for delivery. However, he imposed certain new conditions, derailing the operational plan. Instead of waiting for the support team to arrive and delaying execution of the operation, Mr. Wazim Mustafa disguised himself as a potential buyer and came into direct contact with the drug trafficker in a remote and sensitive area without fearing for his personal safety. With presence of mind and courage, the officer was successful in physically restraining the trafficker till reinforcements arrived for his support. The team was able to retrieve 293 kilograms of ganja stored inside the identified premises, and the same was evacuated to safety swiftly from the highly sensitive area along with the trafficker. DRI commends the courage and commitment of Mr. Wasim Mustafa by presenting him with DRI's Veerta Prashasti Patra 2023 and Pratik Chand.
वीरता प्रशस्ति पत्र पाने वाले अधिकारियों की अगली कड़ी में DRI तूतीकोरिन जोनल यूनिट में पदस्थापित वरिष्ठ आसूचना अधिकारी श्री बाला मुरुगेसन आर एवं श्री कमाची आनंद के हैं।
On specific intelligence that a syndicate involved in the smuggling of gold from Sri Lanka into India through Mandapam coast would attempt landing in the shore near Mandapam fishing harbour, a team of officers including Sri Bala Murugesan and Sri Kamachi Anand ventured into the sea in a rigid inflatable boat to keep vigil during the wee hours of the night. During patrolling, the boat got stuck in the corals, necessitating paddling of the boat for further navigation. After a few hours, a fishing boat with 3 persons was spotted and intercepted. On thorough examination, one GPS device was recovered from the fishing net of the boat, which was found logged at specific coordinates. The officers understood that the device location was possibly the place where the contraband had been dropped and sought reinforcements. Next morning, the diving team of the Indian Coast Guard joined the search operation. While Sri Bala Murugesan rendered assistance to them from the fishing boat, Sri Kamachi Anand jumped inside the sea along with the divers and retrieved a parcel from the seabed which contained 17.74 kilograms of foreign origin gold valued at rupees 10.17 crores. 6 accused, including the kingpin, who had coordinated the smuggling activity from across the border, were also arrested during the entire operation. DRI commends the commitment of Sri Bala Murugesan and Sri Kamachi Anand by presenting them with the Veerta Prashasti Patra 2023 and Pratik Chand.
इसी कड़ी में वीरता प्रशस्ति पत्र पाने वाले अगले अधिकारी हैं DRI दिल्ली जोनल यूनिट में पदस्थापित आसूचना अधिकारी श्री अमन कुमार।
In June 2023, DRI Delhi Zonal Unit intercepted a courier parcel at New Courier Terminal, IGI Airport, New Delhi, which had arrived from Sao Paulo, Brazil. 1.922 kilograms of cocaine was recovered from this parcel that had been imported on forged documents. A controlled delivery was planned to nab the actual recipient, a Kenyan national who sent an Indian lady to collect the parcel. Sri Aman Kumar Ayo was part of the control delivery team and he tailed the lady's auto on a bike. On reaching the designated point for delivery, the Kenyan national got suspicious and attempted fleeing on his bike. Shri Aman Kumar showed presence of mind and immediately got off his bike and was able to overpower the well-built Kenyan national after a long chase on foot. The remaining team of DRI Delhi Zonal Unit reached the spot soon and succeeded in arresting the accused. DRI commends his commitment by presenting him with DRI's Veerta Prashasti Patra 2023 and Pratik Chin.
धन्यवाद। मैं अब सभी गणमान्य अतिथियों से अनुरोध करूंगा कि वे अपना अपना स्थान ग्रहण करें।
Continuing of remembering its officers and mentors on its founding day, DRI is proud to honor Shri Sukumar Shankar, an officer of the 1966 batch with the DRI Utkrishta Seva Samman 2023. He was felicitated at his residence on 30th November by Shri Thirunavukarasu, Principal Additional Director General, Chennai Zonal Unit. We now present a video of the felicitation.
The Directorate of Revenue Intelligence (DRI) has a tradition of remembering and honoring its officers and mentors. DRI is built on the tireless efforts of dedicated and determined officers who are committed to the mission of the organization. Every year, during the celebrations of DRI Day, DRI honors some of its illustrious officers with the DRI Utkrishta Seva Samman. This year, we honor one of our most celebrated officers, Shri Sukumar Shankar, for his dedicated and exemplary service to the nation with the DRI Utkrishta Seva Samman 2023. Shri Sukumar Shankar is an officer of the 1966 batch of the Indian Revenue Service. Born in October 1941, he is a MA Gold Medalist in Politics and Public Administration from Presidency College, University of Madras. He started his distinguished career in this department as Assistant Collector, Customs and Central Excise in Chennai. He served in various capacities in Chennai, Madurai, Bombay, Guntur, Bangalore and Calcutta. He has the distinction of working in various intelligence formations of this country. He served as Deputy Director, Enforcement Directorate Chennai, as Additional Director General Anti-Evasion Chennai, Director General, Directorate of Revenue Intelligence and Director General of Central Economic Intelligence Bureau (CEIB). As member CBC, he held different charges like member customs and member budget. In 2001, Shri Sukumar Shankar became chairman of Central Board of Excise and Customs. Shri Sukumar Shankar represented India in important multilateral forums like United Nations, the World Customs Organization, and the World Trade Organization. DRI feels privileged in honoring Shri Sukumar Shankar with the DRI Utkrishta Seva Samman 2023. The award, comprising of an appreciation scroll, a memento, and a shawl, was presented to Shri Sukumar Shankar on 30th November 2023 at his residence, on behalf of DRI by the Principal Additional Director General DRI Chennai Zonal Unit, Shri S. Thirunavukarasu.
I am grateful to DRI for giving me the DRI Utkrishta Samman of 2023. I am really grateful to the department and the DRI particularly. I am grateful to God and to my grandfather and my parents and the government of India to have given me a very pleasant and happy life of almost 82 years. I am grateful for that. I wish all the best in the world, and I'm happy once again and grateful once again to DRI and to Government of India. Thank you very much.
DRI के अधिकारी तस्करी विरोधी कार्यों में अपनी व्यस्तता के बावजूद राजभाषा हिंदी के प्रति अपनी रुचि को पल्लवित करते हैं। हिंदी भाषा में इनके लेख और कविताओं को हर वर्ष राजस्व प्रहरी पुस्तिका के रूप में सृजित किया जाता है। मैं पुनः अनुरोध करूंगा श्री संजय कुमार अग्रवाल जी, अध्यक्ष CBIC से, कि वे राजस्व प्रहरी पत्रिका के 12वें अंक का विमोचन करें।
Thank you, sir. As a token of remembrance of the 66th Founding Day celebrations, we would like to present a memento to our dignitaries on the dais. May I request Sri M.K. Singh ji, Principal Director General DRI, to kindly present a memento to the Chairman CBIC, Sri Sanjay Kumar Agarwal ji. The memento is a miniature version of the Kirti Toran of Vadnagar, a pair of 12th century columns supporting an ark. Built in red and yellow sandstone, they are among the few surviving examples of the entrance gates of the Solanki period. I request Sri Abhay Kumar Srivastav ji, Principal Additional Director General, DRI Delhi Zonal Unit, to kindly present a memento to Member Compliance CBIC, Sri Rajiv Talwar ji. I now request Sri Sunil Kumar Sinha ji, Principal Additional Director General, DRI Headquarters, to kindly present a memento to Zonal Member, Madam Rama Matthew ji.
धन्यवाद महोदय। अब मैं श्री समीर बजाज जी, अपर महानिदेशक DRI अहमदाबाद जोनल यूनिट से अनुरोध करता हूं कि कृपया धन्यवाद प्रस्ताव प्रस्तुत करें।
Distinguished dignitaries on the dais, esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to all of you. It is my privilege to propose this vote of thanks. At the outset, on behalf of DRI, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to Honorable Union Finance Minister, Honorable Minister of State for Finance, and Secretary Revenue for conveying their greetings on the 66th founding day of DRI. Their words of appreciation have inspired us, and their words of advice will guide us in the times to come. I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to the Chief Guest, Chairman CBIC, for sparing his valuable time to grace the occasion. Sir, your words of appreciation through your weekly newsletter motivates each one of us in DRI, and your esteemed presence and words of encouragement today will go a very long way in inspiring the officers of DRI. I am grateful to the guest of honor, Shri Rajiv Talwar, Member Compliance Management CBIC, for honoring us with his presence and gracing this occasion. Sir, thank you for your insights and the constant support, guidance, and encouragement. I am thankful to Member IT and Taxpayer Services CBIC and in charge of Gujarat Zone, Madam Rama Matthew, for taking time out for being us today and honoring us with her presence. I express my sincere gratitude to all esteemed guests for sparing their precious time to join the 66th Founding Day celebrations. I am personally aware that a lot of people had other pressing engagements, but I am very, very thankful to all of them for making time and for being with us here today. Your presence has made this occasion truly special and memorable. Sir, we at Ahmedabad Zonal Unit have been receiving exceptional support from all agencies and institutions, and I wish to express my special thanks for this support and coordination. The coordination not only extends to investigation agencies, but also extremely strong support from expert agencies like NFSU and the Office of the Additional Solicitor General of India. Thank you so much. I take this opportunity to thank the retired officers of DRI who have graced the occasion. Our special appreciation and gratitude to the members of the press for their presence today and for their constant support. I am grateful to the Gift City Club, Gandhinagar, for providing us the necessary space, infrastructure, and assistance in organizing the event. This event would not have been possible without the constant and untiring efforts of all the officers who were part of the planning and organizing team. This is especially important because this is the first time we are holding this event in Ahmedabad. Their dedication and hard work has ensured that this event was conducted in a smooth manner. I express my heartfelt gratitude to all of them. Finally, I would like to thank each and every one of you, including all those who have joined us online for being a part of this event. Your presence and participation has made this event very memorable. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. I request everyone to please rise for the national anthem.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे। भारत माता की जय, भारत माता की जय, भारत माता की जय।
इस समारोह का हिस्सा बनने के लिए हम सभी मेहमानों को धन्यवाद देते हैं। सभी से अनुरोध है कि जब तक मंच पर मौजूद गणमान्य अतिथि सभागार से बाहर ना निकल जाएं, तब तक अपने स्थान पर बैठे रहें।